Let's bring in Representative Dan Crenshaw, a congressman from the great state of Texas, retired Navy SEAL, served in Afghanistan. Congressman, good morning to you.
Good morning.
It is a dark day for America because after 20 years of, $1 trillion, thousands of lives, Afghanistan is lost.
I mean, the incompetence of the Biden administration on this is really overwhelming. There needs to be resignations. There needs to be firings. They couldn't have done this in a worse way. I mean, we have American citizens left behind. We have people getting shot in Kabul airport at this moment. It's such a complete disaster. Look, but I do have to say this to my fellow veterans, Gold Star families that have made such big sacrifices. This does not mean it was all done in vain. And this gets to a broader point, which is why were we always there? Were we there fighting this war in any traditional sense? No, of course not. We were there uplifting an Afghan government that are our allies so that there wouldn't be a terrorist safe haven created, the kind of terrorist safe haven that caused 9/11. And you know what all these veterans and the people who have sacrificed so much have done over the last 20 years? They prevented more 9/11s.
Absolutely.
And unfortunately, that point has never made it to the American people. And this is what we get because we've been relying on hollow slogans like "Bring the troops home" and "No more endless wars," and that's what led to this. That kind of simplistic thinking is what led to this because you have two choices in Afghanistan.
Right. And I 100% agree with you.
You have two choices in Afghanistan.
It's your party too.
Go ahead.
It's your party that was doing this with the endless
100%.
wars. And it was totally irresponsible. And I said, what about the day when Kabul falls? What are they going to say? Well, blame Joe Biden. Yeah, unbelievable incompetence, no question. You could not do it worse if you tried. It almost makes you wonder, I mean, is anyone even full-time employees there? I mean, they shouldn't even get benefits. But for Republicans who kept saying, we just got to end endless wars, they had to know this day was coming.
Look, there's two choices you have in Afghanistan, right? One is a residual security force, and two is an Islamic authoritarian theocracy that kills a bunch of people and allows for a terrorist safe haven, just like we had before 9/11. Mm-hmm. Those are your two choices. Those have always been the two choices. Now, look, again, the Biden administration screwed this up beyond belief, but this was always going to be the case if with any kind of withdrawal like this. It just blows my mind that this is where we've come to. I've been beating this drum for a long time, trying to explain to people that you send people like me over there so that you fight them there instead of here. There's a lot of intelligence that demonstrates that the people there do want to commit terrorist attacks here on the homeland. They always have. This is what they do. They hate Western civilization. They're ideologically opposed to us, and I know that makes people uncomfortable that fight is required. But just because you bring the troops home doesn't mean they will, right? Just because you want to end your endless war doesn't mean they want to. And I wish we lived in a different reality. And if people want to live in that reality, well, they can go write a fiction book about it. But I live in the real world, and the real world now just got a lot more dangerous because of this kind of incompetence.
Congressman, Nancy Pelosi over the weekend was praising Joe Biden's handling of all of this. Listen to this.
She said, she wrote.
Oh, it's a quote. Sorry. The president is to be commended for the clarity of purpose of his statement on Afghanistan and his action. The Taliban must know the world is watching its actions. We are concerned about reports regarding the Taliban's brutal treatment of all Afghans, especially women and girls. What's your reaction to that?
Again, it's so unbelievable that she would commend Joe Biden for this. I've seen other Democrat congressmen do the same thing, saying, this was a tough decision by Joe Biden. And he made the right one, as if the current outcome is better than a moment more of our troops on the ground. I mean, again, those are your choices. The current outcome, which is a complete unmitigated disaster, or troops on the ground in a more responsible way, even just for a few more months. I mean, just to develop a plan, because it's pretty obvious to me that our Department of Defense did not develop a plan to do this. Right. And for them to just blow past that or blame Trump or something else, or blame the Afghan army as they've been doing.
That's what they did today.
You're trying to teach a guy to swim as he's drowning as you pull the life raft away. Look, this notion that this brand new army, and it is brand new in the grand timeline of history, 20 years is not a lot of time to build up a competent force that can stop an insurgency as vicious as the Taliban. It's very difficult, as it turns out, because the Taliban can intermix with civilians. They don't care about civilian casualties. They put roadside bombs everywhere. This is such a different kind of fight, an insurgency fight. And just to expect that the Afghan army could just defend it, I mean, as if you're playing cowboys and Indians, it doesn't work that way.
Right.
You know, I'm so sick of people with no tactical experience making these decisions. And again, this is what we get when we allow hollow slogans to drive our foreign policy.
So can I bring you to President Biden's statement? He said, when I became president, I faced a choice. Follow through on the deal with a brief extension to get our forces and our allies out, forces out safely, or ramp up our presence and send more Americans to fight once again in other countries' civil conflict. I'm the fourth president to do this, and I'm not going to pass this on to somebody else. Were those his only two options?
No, of course not. There's a great point about what our options are. Look, because unfortunately, so many people, when they hear about our presence in Afghanistan, all they hear is nation building. All they hear is 200,000 troops, nation building. And they're like, that's just too much. It's just, why are we doing it? There'll never be a democracy. Okay, well, guess what? I agree with you. But there's a lot in between that and a hasty withdrawal and the outcome we have now. There's a lot in between. And that in between looked like what we had over the last few years. You have a residual force that's pretty small. It can conduct counterterrorism operations. It keeps the enemy at bay, takes some of the fight to them so they don't take it here. We're accomplishing our strategic goals in that way. And look, to say this is an endless war, we haven't had a combat casualty in Afghanistan for 18 months. For 18 months. All right. So like, you got a question, like, what is the hurry here? You know, and what do we get out of it by leaving? Because we haven't gotten anything out of leaving. We've just made the people who like to scream slogans like bring the troops home, we've made them feel better. But that's all we've gotten. And that's a really bad trade-off because, look, what we did have before was maybe an air base that's only a few hundred miles from China, bases right next to our strategic enemy, Iran. You know, and we were denying a terrorist safe haven, again, the kind of safe haven that caused 9/11. And the world just got a lot more dangerous because our leaders did not want to do that cost-benefit analysis.
Well, and Congressman, the world just got a lot more dangerous for the people in Afghanistan who assisted us during our 20 years there. That's why we see all those people climbing on the airplane or going up the jetway, even though the doors aren't open, because that's their only way out. And it sounds like the United States government needs to get 88,000 people out of Afghanistan or they're going to wind up dead. It's so frustrating. But at the same time, I'm sure you're frustrated because I saw you were tweeting over the weekend. You sent this out to Jack Dorsey, who runs Twitter. Hey, Jack, why does the Taliban get an account? You see why Americans are PO'd about your BS standards. So let me get this straight. Taliban, which is a terrorist organization, still allowed to post anything they want on Twitter. In the meantime, how many Republicans have been taken off Twitter for a variety of reasons?
Including President Trump.
This is what causes such distrust in our tech giants and our institutions. It's so beyond the pale. And of course, Jack Dorsey, what he would say is, well, they haven't technically violated our community standards. I mean, that's what he would say, right? It's like, okay, yes, because they're just doing announcements, but those announcements lead to death and destruction and terrorist acts. You know, I mean, it's very clear that's the official account, the one I retweeted. It's the official public affairs account of the Taliban. I mean, it's just infuriating to see this stuff. And the Ayatollahs are still on Twitter too, by the way. I mean, the double standards infuriate conservatives to no end.
Why does China want to have friendly relations with the Taliban? China's foreign minister is calling the Taliban a pivotal military and political force.
Well, China is extremely transactional. What China wants is the vast, rich mineral resources in Afghanistan. It's a very resource-rich country. They want that. They want to exploit it. And it really is as simple as that. Because, look, they don't have the same standards that we do. See, we tend to care about who we interact with. We care about their human rights violations, things like that. But China is one of the biggest human rights violators. So they certainly don't care about that. They're extremely transactional.
Right. They don't want chaos on their border. There's so much to discuss because now President Biden's going to come out tonight or tomorrow and he's going to make some speeches someone wrote for him and the prompter will be too far away and we're supposed to buy it. But I just hope the American people understand if they could have heard your argument of why we're there, not to set up a democracy, but it's in our national interest they would have understood. Instead, they say they get survey questions of, do you want to stay in Afghanistan? What do you expect their answer to be? But if you said, here's why it's in our national interest, all we needed is a leader to frame it that way, and the people would have understood. And it's not a spin, it's the truth.
That's exactly right. The biggest failure of the last couple of decades is the lack of communication with the American people on this. And to the point where they can't hear these arguments anymore. Yeah, exactly like you said. If you're asked a survey question, do you want to leave? Well, yeah, I mean, I want to leave. But you don't. But you also have to present the trade-offs of leaving. If you're going to present that question, it's like, well, do you want free health care? Yeah, I want free health care. Well, what are the trade-offs of getting that free health care? Because nothing is free. All policy decisions are about trade-offs, and those trade-offs were not made clear to the American people. The No More Endless Wars crowd would just bypass that argument. Like, they would just bypass the question of what would be created in a vacuum. They would just bypass the question of what risks are you willing to take if there's a terrorist safe haven? What risks are you willing to take to the homeland? They ignore these questions as if they don't exist, again, because they're observing a world that does not exist. They're observing a fictional world. And the rest of us have to live in the real world.
And the real world was, we were on the air when those planes hit on 9/11. And those are the people responsible. Taliban and al-Qaeda think exactly alike. They have the same objective. They're all for the same objective of coming back and paying back. And you'll see it by the way the Afghan allies of ours left behind are treated. Beheaded, but there were women burned alive because their hair was exposed during these provincial invasions along the way. For some reason, we're not seeing that video and hearing those stories.
Hands cut off. You can't go to school. You can't work if you're a woman.
But this is happening now as they get more empowered.
Dan Crenshaw, thank you very much for joining us today.
Great to be with you guys. Thanks.
Thank you.